Now, anybody can see my screen? The PPT slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone have the idea from where the term mentor comes from? See, this, I'm telling you frankly, this is a very interactive session. I want everyone to unmute yourself and anytime you can speak.
Okay. It comes from a Greek person, mentor. His name was mentor. It seems that goddess Athena was transformed into mentor, and he guided a person called Telemachus during the Odyssey War, during the Trojan War, and Telemachus was a son of Odysseus. So Odysseus was away in war, and his son had to be guided and protected. So mentor protected him for close to 20 years.
Okay, so Deepa, you have actually you have finished my over of one side, and you have told 100% correct what I have gone through the internet and all. So this is the exactly what they have told. And I have this. See, I don't have the time much. I haven't read about this book actually, but I have just gone through about this, and whatever Deepa have told, that is 100% correct. Now, I have something like, this is the second slide, like coaching and mentoring. So Deepa, a little backward. Now anyone can see, I have just mentioned the mentoring and the coaching a little bit definition, like a normal definition. But can you just tell me, apart from this, whatever you can put the points forward? Anyone? Because I think we have a very less number, so we can talk.
A mentor can be the only person who's actually walked the path you're trying to walk. You can coach anyone. To be a mentor, you need to have walked the same gauntlet, basically. Is that the difference?
Okay. Yeah, you can say, because Francis, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would consider that a mentor is a person who we start following you to, some kind of respect or some kind of appreciation, or, we idolize that person, so then we ask them, and then we get, kind of help or mentorship from them. But a coach is somebody who's professionally qualified. So we probably, before getting a coaching from them, we might check their profession, if they have already achieved what they are trying to teach or something. So so we look at their achievements before enrolling, because it's not something that you get for free all the time. You might have to pay or enroll yourself for something to get a particular coaching. So that's what I feel.
That's great, Francis. So I will not take much time, and I will proceed for the further meetings procedure. So I just wanted to let you know that the Toastmaster have the major three segments. First segment is like a prepared speech, where only Deepa will presenting today. Okay, and the second, and I think normally the time limit would be from 5 to 7 minutes. And the second is the most challenging part of any Toastmaster, is like a table topic session, where today Francis will give us some surprise, and we need to answer him very honestly. Now the third part of so in the third part, we need to present the analysis of the report and whatever where we went wrong. So it's like mostly an evaluation segment where everyone has to speak. Now before I will start my session, the speaker. So general evaluator, you want to go ahead? So Francis, you are only the general evaluator, right?
No, Apoorv.
I am.
Okay, Apoorv.
Yes.
Go ahead, Apoorv.
Thank you, TMOD Ujjawal. Greetings, Toastmasters and fellow guests. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I'll be taking notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant in the meeting program and look for examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. Over to you, TMOD Ujjawal.
TM Apoorv, you can briefly call the role takers.
Yes, I will call the tag team. So for the timer, it is me. I'll be also taking up the role of the timer, where I'll be
So
actually...
we have Priyanka. Do you want to check with Priyanka? Do you want to take up the timer's role? Because you had done it the last week, right?
Sorry, actually, I don't have access. I am connecting from my phone. I don't have access to computer today. I am out of my hometown.
Not an issue. Okay, so I will be continuing with the timer role. The purpose is to basically time our speeches and for all of us to be speaking within our time limits and learning to actually be terse about it. So that's for me. The R counter is, do we have an R counter?
The R counter is Toastmaster Ganesh. He hasn't joined yet. So let's skip the role as of now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then let's not have an R
Prasanna
counter
is the...
today then. Then anyway, too few people.
Okay, fine. Toastmaster Prasanna is the grammarian.
Cool. Toastmaster Prasanna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters. So, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention of all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take a note of any proper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day today is nocent. It is N-O-C-E-N-T. It is harmful and injurious. So each speaker is encouraged to use this word of the day. I'll give the grammarian report when called upon during the meeting and also report the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna. And I would request you to just mention the word of the day in the group chat so
yes,
everyone can see it. And now comes to the first speaker. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Deepa. She actually, the good part is every morning when I open my WhatsApp group, her new word will be there. That is the best thing. So I will request Toastmaster Deepa to go ahead with the speech.
Toastmaster Ujjawal,
Deepa,
you
you
can
are
call Evaluator 1 to read the speech.
Evaluator Kavina, you can go ahead and just evaluate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. A special greetings to Toastmaster Deepa on her speech. The purpose of today's speech is for the members to clearly identify and define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the members to share some aspects from her previous experience as a mentee. With that, I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Ujjawal and Toastmaster Deepa. All the very best for your speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavina. So the topic for Deepa is seek them to find them. Stage is yours, Deepa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal, and a very good morning to everybody at Palm Meadows. You know, as much as I spoiled a little bit of what Toastmaster Ujjawal had to say in the beginning, he did the same to me. I was supposed to ask you all, who is a mentor to begin with? Now I can't. And so I'm going to start off by the second question, which again was covered by Toastmaster Ujjawal, but nevertheless, I'm going to go ahead with it. Now that Toastmaster Ujjawal told you the difference between mentor and coach, can somebody rephrase what it is, what the difference is? Anybody? Who is a mentor and who is a coach? What is the difference?
I would say a coach is a person who, hand holds you and then leads you to a particular goal or something that you really want to improve. And a mentor is somebody who you cannot always completely, rely on, but definitely you can contact him and get information from him when you are in a troublesome situation, and you can get ways to solve the problem in the ways that he has gone through. So yeah, that's what I feel.
That's wonderful. Absolutely right, Toastmaster Francis. And Toastmaster Shyamla, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Is a mentor a coach or a coach a mentor?
The lines can really get blurred, but the way I see it is coaching is task and performance focused, whereas mentoring is long-term, fluid, professional, could be personal. And essentially the mentor is sharing the path that he has walked, just like Toastmaster Apoorv mentioned. And coaches are expert in getting the people where they need to be, whereas mentors could be experts in your industry, strictly speaking in a professional parlance. But having said that, I have been both a coach and a mentor, and I have realized that sometimes it blurs. It starts off as a mentoring relationship and can move into a coaching relationship, and vice versa. It starts off as a coaching relationship and then people become long-term mentees. So I would, to be honest, in my experience, it blurs.
Wow, you covered it absolutely perfectly fine. They usually tell that most of our coaches are not mentors. Some of them, of course, move on to become mentors, but mentors can usually don the hats of coaches. And a mentor is somebody, textbook definition, somebody who empowers us to see a possible future and makes us go there and reach them by providing support, guidance, somebody who we respect, look up to, who had similar experiences. Well, let me go to the next part of my speech. We all have mentors, don't we? We have our parents, we have our siblings, maybe a colleague. We even have the book. Sometimes when you're down in the dumps, we pick a book, we get a new perspective, we get optimistic, inspired. Isn't a book a mentor as well? Sometimes we can even be a mentor to ourselves by being kind, by not beating ourselves up. Well, I leave that thought to you. In Toastmasters, we have a mentorship system. When I joined Toastmasters, I was assigned a mentor. Everything was going fine. My mentor would guide me about pathways. He would tell me how the system works. He would sometimes even take my speech script, give me feedback, and keep making me move forward. But I was seeking something more. And so I decided to look around and find someone. And there was Toastmaster Srinu sitting right there in front of me in my club. Toastmaster Srinu is a kind of person who could sign up Shashi Tharoor into Toastmasters. Very persuasive, very compelling. He would give reasons for you to do that. He would be there in every conference you can see, an area level meet, division level meet. He would be mingling with everybody. He had a visibility I'd never seen before. And I asked Srinu, can you be my mentor? Because I really wanted to learn leadership aspect of Toastmasters from him. And Srinu said, sure, Deepa, I can. I'd love to. And then he asked me the first thing. This is what he asked me. He asked me, Deepa, I have a question for you. Tell me, why are you taking up VPPR for 3 terms? I said, Srinu, I think I'm good at publicity, social media, designing posters. I think I add value to the club. And also, I think I haven't perfected it yet. That's why I'm there in that. And then Srinu said, Deepa, it's not about perfecting. You're here in Toastmasters to get out of that comfort zone, to learn more. And so he pushed me to take up VP education, VP membership, the dreaded one. And then he told me to be the president. And then I pushed myself to be the area PR, the division PR, and the club coach. And this went on. Here is my leadership mentor who always pushed me out of my comfort zone and guided and supported me all throughout. I learned a lot of negotiation skills and persuasive skills through him, by the way. Now, let me introduce to the other aspect of Toastmasters, communication. And this is where I have to introduce to you my virtual mentor. I've never met this person in real life. When the pandemic struck and the world shut down and began to lose hope on public speaking, here I met him at the official Toastmasters Facebook group over a comment. And I realized he was the World Championship of Public Speaking semi-finalist. I was the VP Education. I invited him to the club for a workshop. He gave a mind-blowing workshop. I knew instantly he was a treasure trove of knowledge. That was Toastmaster Furzy Gotuoko, based out of Texas, US. And then 1 year passed by, minimal contact. And after that, 2021, our paths crossed again. And this time, I mustered the courage and asked him, Furzy, can you be my mentor? And Furzy accepted. That was a time when I was in division level contest. He helped me by he told me, Deepa, I'll give you 10 topics over WhatsApp. Record and send me all what you have to tell me. And then he would give me personalized feedback. How much ever virtual they were, Toastmasters, that feedback really improved me in several aspects. I began to understand the structure of a speech like I never did, the vocal variety. Not just that, he became a coach in a way, specific skills. He was training me on specific skills. And then he even began to be supportive and motivate me. For example, he came to my contest. He knew I was a very nervous person. And right there, before I could try my table topic, he said, Deepa, take a deep breath, let it out. Know how good you are. Be strong. Feel good about yourself. Be dynamic, be beautiful. And leave out that big smile. And there I was, ready to take on the table topics challenge. That's my communication mentor. Toastmasters, they say, there is no shortcut to success. But I'd like to disagree. I think when you have a mentor you highly respect, when you have a mentor who believes in you, you've already found that shortcut to success. Seek them to find them. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. That's an amazing speech, actually. So now we'll give a 2 minutes time for the evaluator Kavina to note all the details. Now let me show you some important point about the mentor, what I have gone through. So mentor and coaching, mostly it is like mentor is a directive approach where, just give me a minute. Yeah, mentor is actually a directive approach and coaching is like a non-directive approach. What I have understood, like in coaching, whatever we want, we will just tell them that, see, these things we want, and according to that only they will teach or they will guide. But mentor is like he or she can change the entire perspective. So I just want each and every one of you, whether it is a personal life mentor or professional life, can you just all share the one experience? Whether it can be personal or official or any incorporates. Anyone?
Hi, Toastmaster Ujjawal. I will start.
Prasanna, go ahead.
Yeah. I think I remember when I was doing my schooling, right? I had a very great coaching actually. So they said I was a little bit weak on my maths, right? So I think I wanted to take an extra coaching. So I think there was a place where I went to a coaching center wherein to pick up my mathematical skills, upscaling there. So I think the way they taught me, right? The coaching which was given to me very extensively, it was not in the way the structured how basically the teacher and student would be. There was a coaching which was there in a different way. So I think rather than the hatred I had in the subject, right, I started loving the subject rather than having those kind of hatred. Right? I think this coaching is something wherein you need to put certain way of teaching it. I think when you say coaching, of course, you cannot forget all your teachers which they have contributed you best in your life, right? I think that is something which is there. I think on the mentor space as well, right? I think there was a stage wherein I was struggling what actually I have to do in my career, right? There was a crisis wherein I was stuck in my career, wherein I don't know what actually has to be done there. So I found a person who basically a mentor is, who's a mentor coach. So he found a way stating that this is what you have to do it. But whenever I am stuck there, right, I go and reach out to the person stating that, see, this is where I'm stuck. What should I do? I'm not able to prove my leadership in my organization. How do I do that? I'm having a presentation. How do I do that? I think, right, what he does it there is that what kind of experiences he gets it across, he shares across to me in a right way, and then he corrects me wherever I go wrong. So I think the mentorship and the coaching, of course, both plays a great way to you to let it be a career or let it be in a personal life. I think you want somebody to share across when you have problems. I think not everything you can solve it yourself. So I think you need to reach out to someone who is actually best in this. So give it to them. I think pick up the right person. They will give you a right solution to you.
That's true, Prasanna, because whatever we think that the person is right, to whom only we should approach, and we should tell them that we need your help.
Yeah.
So I will not take much time, and we will start our next segment is the table topic session. So may I request Francis to take over the stage?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal, for handing it over to me with a great introduction. So I think it has been Toastmaster Apoorv's long time vision to see a really long table topic session, and it's finally on. Toastmaster Apoorv, the day is here. All right, so today we'll do the table topic session in a slightly different way. It's going to be a pretty interesting one. So I have a lot of books around me. So what I'll be doing is I'll be just picking up a random book. Once a person races, I'll definitely take up easy books for the really new people, and the very famous books for the others. So you can go in two directions. The first one is, if you know about the book, you can definitely talk about the book, and if you're not completely aware of what is in the book, you can judge the book by its cover. What people tell us not to do, you have an opportunity to do that right here. So which one do you want? Do you people prefer having a book, a little complicated book, or just a simple book?
Hello everyone. So just one thing, that's called the surprise actually.
Yeah, okay. Because I have really good books on the right side and easier ones on the left. But yeah, definitely, I am sure that all of us, each and every one of us, including me, we can talk at least once today. We have only a couple of people here, so we can make it really interesting and fun. So yeah, so let's start from one side. Who wants to go first?
Francis, before that, first show the book, then only we will decide whether we will go.
No. I don't think that is the right way. But do you want me to do that? I am actually fine with that. But what does the other people say? Can we have a quick poll?
Then there is no surprise effect, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So it's there from all different kinds of books. So let's have a volunteer. Come on.
Toastmaster Francis, let's spin the wheel of death.
There is no.
I like the spin wheel actually.
Okay, so Toastmaster Apoorv, what you can do is you can spin the wheel and let me know from the next person. Now I'll pick up. Okay. So Toastmaster Prasanna, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, Toastmaster Francis.
Okay. Okay. So let me give you this one.
Okay. Okay.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, question and answers inventions.
Yeah, Inventions is the book name. Question and yeah, exactly. So let's see. What do you have to tell about that?
Okay. I have not read this book. I think I have to go with the cover. Right. I think this book should be containing of all the inventions which has been made in the world. Let it be starting with anything, right? Let it be computer, telephone, mobile phones, and all the inventions which are there. I think the major scientists or the inventors of a specific product name should be there. I think it should contain the date or the time or the period as well when the specific product was invented, right? So I think invention is something which is of course there across anything, right? So anybody who finds in the first place is a very good inventor. I think some people miss to copyright it, and there are so many people who just copyright, and I think that is what the book is about. So I should be able to get who has invented what, when, how, and what is the usage of it and stuff. So I think hopefully it should have something which is from 17th or 18th century until today. All the things which have been invented across.
Great work, Toastmaster Prasanna. I really liked your perspective of cover how what it contains inside. Yeah, once we have offline meetings, I'll definitely show you what is there inside. Okay, so can I have the
Is it
next
right?
bullet?
Is it right? What is?
Yeah, that's more or less right. I mean,
Okay.
like a lot of great inventions, including trains, buses, I
Okay.
think hot air balloons, all the origins, history, and all that is written. Really unique inventions. Yeah, moving on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Aparna. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, sure, Francis.
Okay, this one is a good one. This is the name of the book. Start with why.
Okay, so do I need to say what's supposed to be there in the book, or I can just go
It's
with
up
that?
to you. There is no judgment here. You can tell whatever you want. If you are aware of the content, you can definitely go for
Okay,
it.
I have never read the book, but then yeah, I most of our lives we always start off with the question why. And everything, anywhere you go, anything you get into, whether it is about simple things, major things, the question always starts off with why. So I think why is a very, very important word for everybody in this world, because without having the word why, we don't know a lot of things, a lot of reasons as to why we do things. So I think why is a very, very important word. It gives us perspective into things that we do and for what reasons we do that. So I guess that's what might be there in the book.
Right. So it is the motivation behind everything. Everything needs to have something greater motivation. So that's exactly what you had covered. Great work, Toastmaster Aparna. Yeah. So can we have the next person? Pragyna, do you want to give it a try?
Pragyna, you're on
Sure.
mute.
I'll give you an easy one. Understanding ICSE mathematics by ML. Who's the guy? ML Agarwal.
Toastmaster Pragyna, you're on mute.
You can unmute yourself if you're not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you now.
yes, we are able to.
Okay. That book is mathematics, right?
Yes, understanding mathematics.
Understanding mathematics. Mathematics is a very great subject.
You can just tell about some concepts that you learned, or was it interesting for you? Have you ever felt the subject's interesting?
Yeah, mathematics is a very interesting subject. This includes like study of numbers and some formulas, and that is like
Pragyna, you can tell all the chapters if you remember.
You want me to show the index?
no.
You're reminded of the chapters and then the horror.
No, this is very.
I am so glad I didn't get it. I hate maths.
Then you'll have a lot to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll have a lot to talk about why I hate maths.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, that is a good try, Toastmaster Pragyna. I know that you're very new to Toastmasters. Yeah, it'll take a time. It'll take some time for you to get the courage, but good efforts. So who is the next person? Okay, we have Kavina who wants to give it a try. Okay, let me give you this. Colorful India. Can you see it?
Yes.
Right. You can go for it.
Colorful India. When we all listen to somebody called India, the first thing that comes to our mind is the diversity. And when we have to talk about diversity comes color. India always goes very well with the adjective colorful because of the states and how they all get dressed up. It is always there as a part of our culture, right? So I would like to recall or take you all to this very famous function that I was a part of. I was privileged to be a part of Bosch's 100-year celebration, where we had conducted a diversity walk. If I close my eyes, all I could think of is the colorful dresses we were all adorned with, and the entire stage had a lot of representatives from different states, and I was glad to be a part of and representing Tamil Nadu. To me, that is colorful India. Thank you for the topic, and over to you, Toastmaster Francis.
Thank you so much, Kavina. That was a great incident, and you shared a great experience that you had with the various colors of India. Moving on, I can see Toastmaster Apoorv's hand going up. Is that right? Okay, I'm going to give you a really cool one. I know you'll have a lot to talk about it. Do you know this book?
No, I do not.
Okay, do you want to give it a try?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay. I'll start mine now. So the book's name that I read was Shoe Dog by Philip Knight. I do not know any of those 4 words, but I do know the symbol in the middle, the Nike symbol of just do it. So actually Nike, the symbol actually comes from the goddess Nike of Greek pantheon. And one of the things I've always liked about this particular tagline of Nike is just do it. How like we also have that Shia LaBeouf meme of like just do it. And apart from that, how many times have we actually come across problems in our life and we're like, this is getting hard. Will I be able to do it? Will I not be able to do it? And looping in the concept of the mentor is that one of the jobs of the mentor is to like make us convinced that we can do it. And whether we fail, whether we succeed, it's just about doing it. Either there's a nice saying that I actually kind of remember, and the saying goes, there are no failures. Either you win or you learn. And if you remember that and come to the concept of just do it, you do learn. As innocent as the thought may seem that we'll fail and it'll be hard, it's not. I mean, like I'm giving the shot on a book I've never read. And I don't know, we'll get to know later how we are doing on that. So coming back to Phil, the book that I saw, it was Phil Knight, if I'm right. And here's one of the best parts about the book, at least from my Nike actually has the highest. If there's a graph in advertising where basically the input versus output, Nike has the highest one for that, because during the World Cup game, they made Pele who tie his shoes just before the kickoff. And that exactly is the genesis of the entire shoe branding marketing team that we see today. So back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. That is great insight from your knowledge about the book. Truly, I must say, Shoe Dog is one of the best books that you get to read. Phil Knight is none other than the founder or the person who actually brought Nike into the world. So he's the founder of the company. The book has been written very well. Each of his life instances has been precisely very beautifully written. So if you have an opportunity, grab this book, or even you can listen to the podcast or audiobook. That's also very great. So who wants to go next? Toastmaster Deepa, you want to go for it? Okay, the book for you is you can't hear you.
Not fair. TM Deepa gets all the good ones and the easy ones.
No, the good one is up to you to decide whether it's good or bad. We can't hear you, Toastmaster Deepa. Are you talking?
We can't hear Deepa.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Mic problem. Normally happens.
Is there an author's name given there? Just wanted to know.
There is. It's a Reader's Digest book, so there is. I don't think there's an author, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, let me give you a history lesson. The advent of agriculture before we even think about food. You know, we were scavengers of food before we had invented or discovered. What do you put it? Discovered agriculture. They say we discovered agriculture 10,000 years ago. And somebody noticed there was a weed growing in huge numbers. And what was the weed? It was wheat and rice. And the wheat had these grains, which was not so chewable, not so cookable, but they were experimenting with it. They decided, let me grind it, let me boil it. And then they started eating that. They began to settle down in life. A food revolution in the making. Just think about how far we have come, Toastmasters. From that little grain, wheat, we have I think we have hundreds of varieties of wheat, we have hundreds of varieties of rice. We have the carrot, which used to be purple in color, now it is orange in color. We have genetically modified food. We have food that used to be harmful. For example, some food, like some vegetables, they were actually like the almonds was supposed to be toxic, and then they discovered a way to make it non-toxic. And I'm a huge glutton for almonds. So food has come a long way, and it's very important to remember the roots of how it all came about. And I think Reader's Digest is probably telling us the newer aspects of food, maybe the 20th century aspects of food, of which foods can heal, like the ones like the grandmother's remedies that we come across, like have curds if you're not feeling well, or have the turmeric when you have a sore throat. I think Reader's Digest is probably covering those. But I really wanted to show that ancient past that we all came from, that inquisitive human mind, which brought in that revolution called agriculture, that redefined what food is. Table topics, Master Francis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. That was great. I think you have covered a lot more than what is written in the book. but yeah. So, Toastmaster Shyamla, I have a special book for you. Do you want to give it a try?
Why does it feel like you've picked that?
The reason is because a really long time ago, Toastmaster Ashish is the person who told me about this book very first time. And then I got the book, I read it. I'm giving the book back to you. So that's why.
Thank you. Just give me a few seconds to compose.
Yeah.
So Toastmasters, I haven't read the book because it might be very true that my husband Toastmaster Ashish had introduced the book to Toastmaster Francis. While I have heard the term, I don't know what it exactly means. My perception of what I think it could mean is when what you do and what you really derive happiness about match, you are in your Ikigai. You're in your centeredness. And how does one go about doing it? Every job that you undertake may not necessarily be your passion. And everything that you are passionate about may not necessarily find or resonate with the monetary benefits that you're seeking out of it. So what is really important for us is to distinguish. Sometimes, yes, passion and purpose and financial needs meet, But sometimes it is okay to realize that, okay, this is what is financially enabling me to take care of my passion. So the moment we are able to discern what we truly want in life, and the moment we really know how passionate we are about what our passions are, then they may converge. But in the case that they don't converge, we have to find out alternative means of how do I still find purpose in my passion, and how do I make my career work for that passion. On that note, over to you, TTM Francis.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamla. That was great. So that is some of the information given in the book. Anybody else in this crowd has read this book? I want to keep this open because as much as people know about the book, it's going to be better for them. So if anybody knows, you can speak, or else I can just talk about it for a minute. So yeah, I'll go first. This book basically is about a person who is looking out to the entire world to see who is the community or the community or the cultural people who live the most. Okay, basically 100 plus 110 years plus and so on. So he goes to the remotest part of the world. I think Japan, there is a place, I'm not sure of the name, it's a little bit complicated name. So he finds out that a lot many people in a particular village, I must say about 80% of the entire village population, they live at 110 years plus. So, and then he moves to that village. He tries to learn each of their behavior. What do they do differently from the outside world? What do they eat? What are their daily activities? And so on. And this book is mostly about that, about what are their lifestyles. So those people are still happy. So that's one of the major things that is different from us, from the people who live in other parts of the world, including the United States, India. So these people are a lot more content, and they believe in moving slow than moving fast. So they believe if you move slow, you can go far, but if you go fast, you will not go further. So they want to go slow. So basically, you'll not see them doing high intensity activities like running or other major sports. But even at 110, 117, 118 years, they will continue to move. They'll continue to walk. They'll continue to dance slowly. They'll continue to exercise, but uh, but not very high intensive games. So anybody, Toastmaster Apoorv or somebody wants to? Okinawa, right? That's right. I think Toastmaster Deepa knows about the book.
Yeah, it's a it literally means the reason to be. Okay, Ikigai. It's a Japanese term where, like Francis said, where people lived very fulfilled life for a long period of time. They identified those areas and they questioned them. And I was a Toastmaster of the day with the theme "Finding Your Ikigai." So what I did was, it's there in the web all across. Draw Venn diagrams. What you're good at, what is good for society, and a couple of other circles, if I forgot the circles.
Yeah.
When you merge them, whatever comes in this middle is your Ikigai. So that's your reason to be. But quite often, we don't have that something that comes to the center. We have something that intersects between two circles. So as you can see, what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So you just write down all of them and you find out what could be your profession, what could be your vocation, and all of that. So people who are searching for answers as to why you're here, existential questions or something, then you can just try out this exercise to help you get better direction. Yeah, that's about it, Francis.
Good try, Toastmaster Deepa. Those are some of the information given in the book. Toastmaster Ujjawal, do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, give
I have a good book for you.
Okay, so luckily that is actually I got it this fight up. Luckily, I don't know why, but from the starting, I am like a fond of the fighter planes. Literally, I am fond of fighter planes. I think he knows. Whether Francis, you know it before or what?
No, I don't know. I kind of guessed it that you will be liking it.
Yeah, seriously, I am actually a fond of fighter planes. Yeah, so they are the birds of all over the world, you can say, for any country. And the best part is, like, whatever we can't see, they can see. They have the target that whether what is hampering any country, they need to stop it. And I have gone a little bit in detail about this, that if the fighter plane or any jet A320 or A380 or any planes, bigger planes I'm talking about, if you will stand 2 kilometers behind also, you will get burned. That is for sure. That much heat that engine is exiting out from the back. That because of that only, that much bigger planes can fly very easily. Yeah, so Francis, this can be a story of that book. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay, good try, Toastmaster Ujjawal. I think the book mainly describes about all the different aircrafts that has come into the world, right from the time the Wright brothers created the aircraft, their flying machine, to the World War I, to the World War II, and then finally the most developed, most advanced fighters, that is the Raptor 22 and 34 and all those. The details about those planes are given there. So I think Toastmaster Priyanka, do you want to give it a try? I'm giving a very easy book.
Yeah, sure.
365 Days of Fairy Tales.
Okay. Hi. Yeah. What I can tell from this cover, this is about like different kind of children's fairy tale book. So like in general, in when we are like small child, we look for a story, we look for some like from this kind of stories, we want to find different world, we live in different world, and like we can know, we can do anything like the fairy. There is like a different kind of creativity and like what can I say, creativity and like different kind of dream world. We can see our world better by these stories. Yeah, that's all.
Great try, Toastmaster Priyanka. Is anybody left out? Anybody wants to give it a second shot? Because I have not many books more. And these are, I think, okay, I'll give the names, the book names. One is How Do You Talk to Anyone? 92 Little Tricks. The other one is Intelligent Investor. The other one is Atomic Habit, Psychology of Money. And okay, which one do you want to give, Toastmaster? We can have like an open discussion for another 5 minutes.
Your turn.
Okay, so you want me to talk?
Somebody has a book with them. Maybe you can give one book for Francis to talk about. Yes, Apoorv, go ahead.
Yeah, let me grab a book. Give me a second. For Toastmasters
Ujjawal, do you want to take up any book soon after I am done?
No. I was thinking that I think just first tell me first who hated the maths. Who hate it? It's like from the bottom of the heart, who hate the math?
Me.
Love-hate relationship with maths for me. I've got 35 marks. I've got 100 marks also.
Okay, so I've never hated maths, and I've never had a problem with maths. But yeah, I've never loved it.
BTech. That's why you did the BTech, right? Francis?
Yeah.
That's right.
Obviously, as a part. But the thing is, what do I say? R.D. Sharma, M.L. Agarwal, those are the real enemies. Maths is not a problem.
If any of us prepared for
additional guides that you get are the problem.
Any of us remembers Irodove and all? No?
Irodove.
But the name, that's all. Some math book.
Cool. I have the book for you, Toastmaster Francis. Ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, damn. One second. I need to stop the filter thing.
I can't see it.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Artist journal. Okay, I have no clue what the book is about. Artist journal. Okay, let me try my best. So I really like the what do you say, the cover of the page. It looks very interesting, very attractive. So from this I can definitely understand that is a journal. Okay, it's a journal by an artist. Artist, you as you look at it, it's a very broad framework, or you can consider a lot of different aspects to be falling under artist. Anybody who has creativity in their mind can be called an artist. It does not have to be on a canvas or in music or in art. It could be anybody who likes to explore new stuff. And a person who likes to explore, I'm sure that they would have had a lot of great experiences, mostly good and mostly, some of them which are completely not really interesting, but an experience to have. So this person, Austin, I feel is a experiential person who really likes to explore new stuff and most importantly document it or journal, create a journal out of it. Hence, the world can get to know about his adventure. And I feel that that is something really interesting to do in your life. Most probably, once you have your basic necessities, even I would like to definitely, uh, like to explore the world, probably steal like an artist, steal the other ideas of other artists and make a journal out of it. I don't know if that is being covered in that, but yeah, explore new things. That's definitely something that I would love to do. Yeah, Toastmaster Apoorv, what is it about?
Just give me a second. I'm just writing your time.
Intrigued.
1:30. Okay. Cool. So this book is. Let me just stop the thingy. Yeah. So this book is basically something that you, if you actually read the last page, this is exactly what it tells you to.
Can you read it out? Because I think it's a little blur.
Now is it a lot better? No?
Carry it with you wherever you go. Okay, got it.
So basically, as you said, it's like a journal, but it's like a free-flowing journal. So it tells you the entire objective of this is carry this wherever you go, and wherever you come across nice ideas. For example, let's say you're traveling in a bus, many actually ideas come from there. When you're in a bus, or like not you're a passenger in a moving vehicle. So at that point of time, when you look at something, an idea comes to you. So if it, depending on what the idea is, for example, let's take up this one. Not this one. 1 second. Right, this one. Right. So if you can read the top line, it says, say it in 5 different ways. Right. So something that comes in your mind, for example, something that's amazing that Toastmaster Deepa said today, and I'm actually going to remember it for a very long time. And she said, mentors are shortcuts to success. And now you're supposed to think of it in 5 different ways. So when you're doing it in 5, basically not just repeating something like 5 times, but actually rephrasing it and recalibrating it in different ways, there's some memory thing that happens where it sticks more in your head. Right? You have ways to do a flow chart and stuff like that. So all you have to do is carry a pencil and that book. You need not actually just have that, like there's an app for it as well. But yes, what the book basically comes to is the ideas that you get in the, like there are no new ideas in the world. Like everything that we have has actually been thought of before. That's true, but it's not thought in that different way or interleaved with something else. Right? For example, all baking is exactly the same 5 ingredients, like from cake to the chocolate mousse to bread. It's exactly the same. It's just the concentration and the preparation that's different. Right? So the entire book, that's what the book is about, to kind of imagine like having a deck of cards, and every time you need to shuffle it and you get a new combination. To come to that new combination is exactly what this book is about.
Okay. So basically there are empty pages, you have a lot of activities in it. Is that how it is, or there is a lot of?
Yes. It's mostly empty. On the first couple of pages are there's something written, but after, yeah. Okay, maybe like 1 and 100 pages is enough.
All right.
Like this you might have seen. Basically, you get an idea, you think, and you get an idea and it's awesome, and then you start working on it and it crashes, and then finally, the idea starts working and then you succeed. So this is basically the mental landscape of how it goes. But mostly it's empty pages that you kind of work on.
Nice. So lastly, I would like to put a common question, mostly to Toastmaster Deepa, since she's always been a word wizard. Do you ever use this?
No.
I think next time I need a help with some word, I'll just ping Toastmaster Deepa.
You want to talk about Toastmaster Deepa?
Well, I remember these books before the time we had art computers and internet. Oh, it was such a tragic thing. I wouldn't have ever come up with word of the day had it been the same old system. So much easier.
Right. So anybody wants to just add any point to this particular last book, and then we'll move on to the TMOD. Do you ever think that this is relevant in today's world? Anybody, do you think will invest in a, say a 300 or a $500 worth of a dictionary even today?
Well, relevant or not, the school's mandated, right? You have to get that book.
Really? Okay.
But just imagine this, like,
I didn't know there was a mandatory dictionary required by the school.
Yeah, it's a part of the compulsory book list.
Oh, okay.
The language dictionary and the second language dictionary.
Oh, wow.
Only thing
I have
is
an entire
dust, and then it can be reused, but it is there in every year's book list.
Oh.
Which also shows how archaic sometimes our education system can be. They just don't move with the times. But to be fair to them, in some places where there is not as much of digital connectivity or connected users, there are students that still rely on these.
Right. So yeah, I hope it was an interesting session for all. I hope all of you enjoyed it. So yeah, we can have a lot more sessions. I have many books. We can have another session. Yeah.
Apoorv want to say something.
Yes. How about we go through that Excel sheet that we made and get people's ideas on it?
Absolutely. I think we should spend a few minutes. Yes, Toastmaster Kavina.
If I may add, can we finish the meeting and then we could go ahead with the the allied topic?
That makes sense.
Thank you.
Cool.
Toastmaster Ujjawal, over to you. You can give it to the GE.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. That was an amazing table topic session. Means like it's a long time. We have laughed that too much, literally, today. So one question I have, I will just take, it's like a quick round. I just want to know two points from each one of you. I think Prasanna have already answered this. I think hope most of you are guessing right what I'm talking about. Hope everyone can see the screen.
Yeah.
Who is your mentor? Just a quick two lines or three lines. Anything fine.
Toastmaster Ujjawal, you want us to talk about a mentor?
Yeah.
Great.
In your personal life or
in
your personal life or in the professional life, who is the one mentor or the two mentor that change your life completely?
Sure. My list would be long. In fact, Toastmaster Francis and I, we were discussing about mentorship yesterday. And I've always been lucky to have a lot of mentors who had stayed true to the friendship that we had as mentor-mentee as well. So I'm going to quickly talk about my mentor in Toastmasters journey. So he is Toastmaster Aniket. who has always been like, supportive in any task that I take, in any of the projects that I take. And what I would like to highlight is he is somebody who challenges me in all of the each one of the project. For example, one of the project that I did yesterday, I just did it in 2 days. I'm this person who takes enormous amount of time to talk, to take enormous amount of time to prepare, and then rehearse the script a lot of times, and come up with maybe a 10-day or a 15 days time span. So Aniket was the one who challenged me on that, and I was able to successfully deliver a speech yesterday. And I'd like to point that out here. I feel mentors are such that they challenge you, they make you grow. Yes, thank you, Ujjwal, for that opportunity. Stage is yours.
Yeah, that's true, Kavina. Yeah, every time I'm thinking your name is Kavita, means like I'm not recognizing the N.
Yes, it is. I come with a yen.
Yeah, so that's what I was every time I'm seeing. It is Kavina or T. I'm just confused
It
with
is
that.
N-A,
Okay.
Kavina.
Yeah. So anyone who want to go next? Aparna, Deepa, Apoorv.
I don't think Deepa has to go. She's completed a elaborate discussion about her mentor. So,
go ahead, Deepa.
So I would like to say a couple of people have definitely helped me in various fronts. Toastmaster Shyamla has helped me a lot when it comes to a lot of decisions in our club. She's like helped me in various ways right from the beginning when I joined Toastmasters, and even Toastmaster Ashish also. I talk to him whenever I get time. So they are really good people who help me out. I consider them as mentors. And also Toastmaster Mohan, he is like my official mentor in the club. So he also pushes me to cross that level of the last speech in a particular level, or the last speech in the path, and so on. So Toastmaster Mohan also tells me on different points to improve. So I feel, coming from a person like Toastmaster Mohan, he has a lot of experience. He's mentoring clubs. He's doing a lot in the division also. He's taking care of finance and so on. So it's a great opportunity, or a great opportunity for me to learn from a lot of his experience. So yeah, that's great.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Anyone who want to go next, or
yeah, we can
I
just
should go? I have. Yeah, I will go next. So for me, I have my elder brother. So this is a actual story which I am telling. In 2014, I have landed in Bangalore. Means like out of a sudden, I have completed 12th, and out of a sudden, my father booked a ticket. Ujjwal, go to Bangalore and start studying. As most of the family members were here, but at that time I was like, how I will go alone? Out of a sudden, actually what happened, when I came from, just I was playing ticket. When I came home, and ticket was booked already without knowing. And I thought, they don't go on your own. That too with plane for the first time. So when I came here, and I got the admission in the new Alliance University for the BCom, the educational criteria of in Bihar, the way I have studied, and in the Bangalore, it is entirely different. So it's hats off to my cousin brother. He was actually doing BTech. He's completed BTech, so he was doing some other courses. So his study time was like 10 p.m. to 5 p.m. His study time, and he was sleeping from 5 p.m. to whole day. He was doing something, and in the night he is studying like anything. So he taught me like, do in this way. And I, at that time, I thought like, I can't. It came a situation where 15 days my college started, and within 15 days or 1 month, first semester came around. What is happening? That within 1 month, first semester exams came, and I didn't even touch any subject. So my brother helped me a lot. Within 10 days, he has finished. He helped me to finish about 4 to 5 subjects at one shot. So, and the way he taught me that you should read in this way, and you should simply, he told, whatever thing is you are studying in the college, come and read once and leave. It will be there in the mind. And the way he taught me, and I have applied, and still now successfully I have completed that BCom, then MBA. Now I am the HR of, I'm in HR actually in Walmart right now. So all this happens because of him. So actually he is my mentor. So this is a little bit long story actually. Yeah, so Francis, go ahead. So this was the conclusion
yeah.
part of the theme. Who is your mentor? Yeah, back to you, Francis. Go
You can
ahead.
give it to Toastmaster Apoorv. Over to you, Toastmaster
Apoorv.
Apoorv.
Wait, let me switch off this screen sharing. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, just now you have unmuted yourself.
Perfect. Let's start. So let's start with the general evaluation. Do I give my evaluation first, or do I let the tag team go first? How does it work?
Acha, one thing.
Evaluator goes.
Evaluator, yeah, evaluator is
Okay.
pending.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's start the evaluation section. So over to you, Toastmaster Kavina, for evaluating Toastmaster Deepa's speech, seek and then find them.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. Can I ask the moderator to spotlight me and spotlight Toastmaster Deepa, please? Thank you. So yes, I am back with my evaluator report to Toastmaster Deepa on the speech title, Seek Them to Find Them. I must say, Toastmaster Deepa, it was a fantastic speech. I like the way you brought out both the aspects of the Toastmasters learning, that is leadership and communication. You stayed true to the objective of your project, and it was brought out very nicely. I also liked the monologue that you did with your mentors, both of your mentors, Toastmaster Sriram and Toastmaster Fuzzy. It kept us all engrossed, and it also painted a pretty picture of your relationship with your mentor. That was a great job done. I liked your speech title, Seek Them to Find Them. It was pretty intriguing to all of us, and it is also very nicely aligned with your project in itself. I like the way you took the entire speech, which stayed towards the title, right? When you spoke about your mentors, how you interacted with them, the way you initiated a conversation, like you would like to be a mentee to them. So all of them was related to your speech title, and you kept it ongoing and through the entire speech. Also, you ended on a note on how to seek them to find them. That was brilliantly done. To sum up all, it was a fantastic work, put towards the mentoring project. If I may add few points, which I feel, if these 2 points would have been there, your speech would have been, into a next level. So number one was you started off asking questions about what is mentorship. As an evaluator, I was also looking forward to understand from you what is mentorship to you. Right? If you could have spoken about what are the mentorship structure or style that you adopted and that helped you, that would have been much better. Also, I wanted to understand from you what were your goals? What was the journey? You did talk about journey, but the goal setting and where are you right now? Amongst the goals, what were done? What are still in the process? If that you could have elaborated a bit, that would have been a learning for all of us here on the style and what is the journey that you had and what are the structures that you have followed. To sum all of that up, it was a high energy speech that kept all of us engrossed, and your little attention to details that kept all of us hooked on to your speech. Overall, it was a very good speech, and thank you so much. I'd only leave you with this, that I'm sure you're going to rock the next couple of projects that you're going to give. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster Apoorv. Toastmaster Apoorv, the virtual stage is back to you.
Thank you. So let's get to the timer section of the speech. Allow me to share my screen. Guys, can you see the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes, visible.
Cool. So overall, let's just go to the timer roll. The meeting did start basically on time, not an issue. We had Toastmaster Shyamla taking 2 minutes for the presiding officer speech, which is exactly the time that's given to her. Toastmaster of the day, you did take a lot of time here, but that's okay. Toastmaster Deepa, you did overshoot your time with your prepared speech, and both of us actually also overshot our table topic session. Apart from that, everyone else seemed to be in time. Toastmaster Kavina, with your evaluation, you were also in time. So over to you, Toastmaster Prasanna, for the grammarian section of the speech.
Thanks, Toastmaster Apoorv. This is the first time I'm taking the grammarian role. I think I have not much report at my side to share. I think Apoorv used the word of the day today once, and I think there was a good usage of words. So I picked up one actually, so which Deepa has used, which is the inquisitive one, and then the thoughts are the word of the string, right? I think what Deepa has mentioned, there is no shortcut to success, and mentor are the shortcut to success. I think these are the pretty much notable things which I picked it up today. So pretty much, I think it was fair enough for me to less work for me to note it down.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thanks.
So we have a counter today, or we don't have? We don't have, right? Okay. So I just want everyone to come on video for the photo, and the next thing
Toastmaster
is
Apoorv, we have given your general evaluators report.
Not really. I think,
you forgot.
Yeah, apologies on that. Let's start on this again.
Yeah, just before that one thing, one thing, a big a big clap to every mentors, whatever, to means like to all the people who have in everyone's life, because without them we can't do anything. That is for sure. Yeah, Apoorv, stage is yours as a general evaluator.
Thank you. So the meeting did start on time. Everybody, the role takers did take their jobs, and they did their time, the roles on time. Apart from that, the table topics session was really good. Talk about like blindsiding people. And I think most of us just started judging the book by the cover, but that's okay. Apart from that, the grammarian, like there was a lot of issues that the way we did it. One was that we did not introduce the introductions were a little offhand. And for example, Toastmaster Kavina was not introduced right before Toastmaster Deepa's speech. Apart from that, I think it was good enough. And once we get kind of the Excel sheet out, these small, I will not call it flaws, but missteps will probably be prevented from here on out. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv. So you were telling that you will share some Excel sheet, right? You can share it now because it's a closing time. We have 10 minutes a day.
Sure, thank you. So the objective of us actually making the Excel sheet is that we had two complaints that we discussed, and we had to kind of figure out how to solve them. First was overshooting the time. Many of us are family people, and then you cannot stretch on a Sunday for more than after 11:30. So we have to find a way that the meeting always ends by 11:30 dot. Right? That was the first problem we needed to solve. The second problem we needed to solve was participation. So what was happening was the speaker was getting the time, the prepared speeches, the TMODs was getting his time, and the role takers were getting their time under the sun, basically. But what happens is the table topics is the session where you have real participation from people, right? So a lot of people who say that they're not taking a role, they are not giving a speech, why should they attend? So the only way to kind of keep them hooked and was to actually rope them into the table topic session, and which is why we've been asking for a longer table topic session here on out. For example, today, like everybody got to speak, and plus we had a lot of time left even after that. Right now, we have 10 more minutes to go before 11:30, right? So to fix kind of that, we did kind of a back of the napkin schedule that we made. Let me just share screen and show you how this is going. So tell me when you guys can see the scene. You guys can see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Yes.
So this is what it kind of looks like right now. It is again a back of the napkin thing. So what we have done is we've divided the entire table, the Toastmasters club session into the major sections that it has. Then what are the topics that we are going to have? For example, the opening where 10 minutes before that, what do you have? The entire task is just to talk to people. We'll fill this section of the column F pretty soon. It's not something that it's a priority right now. We have what we have done is we've given everybody the minutes to talk, right? And if the start time is 9:50, this time just gets added, and you know exactly how to end at 11:30. So this Excel sheet will be given to every Toastmaster of the day, and it will be kind of his responsibility to make sure that everyone stays within their time limit. For example, if somehow something happens and there's an extension going on somewhere, it's actually the Toastmasters of the day's responsibility to kind of bring out the time from his section, his or her section. Why? Because we want these 20 minutes for the table topic session to be immutable. This happens no matter what. Everything else gets squished. So what we would like is the link will be shared with you guys on WhatsApp group. We'll fill up the task sheet. So exactly, like, even if there are newbies here who have forgotten exactly what is to be done, they go through this Excel sheet and they know exactly what their role is and what is expected out of them. So that is kind of what we're doing right now. And I open the floor up to you guys for, comments and insights and anything else that you guys can help to make this happen.
Great job, Toastmaster Apoorv and Toastmaster Francis. I know that as I took on the term, that was a couple of actions that we decided as a group we will focus on. And it becomes extremely pertinent because sometimes the change of hands from the TMOD to the next segment doesn't happen smoothly without the intervention of the VP Ed. And that's not how it should flow. So I think the flow is very beautifully documented. And so long, and the TMOD of the day is akin to an MC. And depending upon how an event proceeds, the TMOD has to step in to ensure the start and end is on time. And I think this perfectly guides them. I think it's very, very well documented. And we should stick to it so more people get the opportunity to express themselves in the TT section.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamla.
Yes, also the newly joined people can go through the entire structure so that they don't miss out any section while, taking up the TMOD role or any other role. They know exactly how many times to talk. And yeah, also the TMOD is the owner of the meeting. So they have to make sure that the table topic session starts by, say, 10:45 or 10:50 max. And he should make sure that the speech section is starting on correct time. That is around 10:20 or 23 or 25 maximum. That is the buffer period. So yeah, so that's it. Self-explanatory. I don't want to waste much time talking about it. Thank you.
Francis, I think it's mostly depend upon how long is the speeches. If we have 3 speeches, then
we'll be mostly having 2 speeches from now on. We want to focus on table topic session. We'll have 2 speeches. And if there are more than 3 speeches, then we'll consider having a speech marathon. Yeah, that's how we'll do.
It really happens.
And the other thing is, that's why it's also important that once we sign up for a speaker slot, we really meet it. So then, otherwise, people who have put their hat in the ring have opportunities. So on that note, before we close, let us just quickly decide the role takers for the next meeting, so Francis doesn't have to follow up midweek or end week. Are there any icebreakers? Anybody who would love to give a speech?
1 second, Toastmaster Shyamla,
Yeah.
before we move on to that section, does anybody else have any points or additions they would like to add, or something they would like to see or remove from here? We're open to this. This is something that we just made up last night, right? So obviously there'll be evolutionary improvements on this. So hoping you guys can actually give ideas and help improve this. Anyone's got anything right now?
Toastmaster Kavina, yeah.
Yes. So yes, very, very, comprehensively done. But then with the limited experience that I have with Toastmasters clubs, I would like to just, if we could add on to presiding officer ending the meeting at the last, that will be better is what I felt. With the polls, you would have polling for, the best role takers and the best speakers of the day, right? So all of that can be included in that particular section, and you could give 5 minutes to the presiding officer.
So Toastmaster Deepti had taken up the responsibility of having the polls and so on. So she's down with a health issue. I think she's having COVID, so she hasn't joined this week, the last week. So then I thought we just skip the polling. We can do it from the next week.
No, but what she says is a good point. It's nice to build it in here, so people are aware of that activity happening.
You're right. We can do that.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Deepa, any feedback from you?
None.
Are you still?
Only thing is, you need to be very wary of that the Toastmaster of the day. The biggest culprits here are General Evaluator and Toastmaster of the day. So if we were able to control the time that they occupy, I think it should be fine.
Thank you. And I think we should do the session next week also, Toastmaster Apoorv and Toastmaster Francis, because we don't have a lot of Toastmasters today.
Yeah.
So, and then I will also drop a note in the group for them to anticipate this.
So for the coming week, Toastmaster Kavina has requested for a speech slot, and anybody else would like to give a speech?
Toastmaster Prasanna, you are due for an icebreaker, right? How about?
Yeah, I'll give it next Sunday. Yes.
Okay, so I will look forward to hearing you speak.
Yes.
On the 20th.
Yes.
Right. So anybody else?
Evaluator for Toastmaster Prasanna's icebreaker.
Do you want to take up the evaluation, Toastmaster Apoorv?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Anybody else who wants to take up any role?
I'll take the evaluation for Toastmaster Karan.
Okay.
Karan Vishwanathan, right?
Not Karan, Kavina. Kavina wants to give a speech. She's present now.
That will be me.
Right? So
okay, sure.
I had requested for a speech slot.
Sure. Do we have any but before we commit, I just had a question. Did we have Toastmaster Ganesh or a couple of other Toastmasters who had already inked in their names for the next slot?
Toastmaster Ganesh, I asked him a couple of times. He's not, I think, ready. So he needs a couple of weeks. And Toastmaster Srinivas also told he needs at least 2 or 3 weeks to give a speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's how it is. And Toastmaster Apoorv, I will give you the very next slot.
And just one more thing. Anybody aiming for the Triple Crown award here? Because I don't know if how many of you are aware of it. If we get a nice fancy pin from Toastmasters to wear on our labels, if we complete 3 levels by June 30th, it's not that difficult. You can go to external clubs wherever this speech slot is something that you can earn apart from your certificates.
So 3 levels in one segment, right? Yeah, I think.
From in one term, from June of 2021 to June of 2022. So we have a few months.
So we can talk about it next week. Yeah, we can talk about it next week. I'm planning to, have like a 10 minutes section talking about pathways and the Triple Crown. We can add it there, and then we can just briefly introduce it to everybody, right? Okay.
Cool.
Thank you all.
Do you have a TMOD, Francis, for next week and the GE?
we don't have a TMOD and GE. I am yet to find a person for both these roles.
So Francis, I will take the general evaluator for next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank
Toastmaster Aparna, do you want to take up a role?
I wouldn't mind, but the problem is I might just drop off in the last minute. I don't want to, keep people in things like, so I'm not really sure because I told you I have some office stuff going on and it's been pretty
Sure.
pressurizing.
Yeah. Okay, no issues. So anybody here wants to take up the TMOD, you can let me know, or else I will roll out a list for the TMODs for another 1 or 2 months, and then we can go with that schedule.
Sure.
Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you, everybody.
you.
Bye.
Wait, before I go, is Toastmaster Ashish around? I want to wish him if he's around. It's Toastmaster
Yeah,
Ashish's
just give me
birthday.
1 second. Ashish? Ashish?
So just to introduce, Toastmaster Ashish was one of the founding members of our club. He's a great speaker. You don't know how he speaks. He can give a prepared speech in like half an hour.
Wow.
This is Ashish. My
Hello,
best.
Toastmaster Ashish. Happy birthday. Have a great day.
Bye.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Does somebody want to
Just
sing a
come
song?
over, Francis.
Yeah.
Walk over home.
Yeah, I'll come and meet you
A
today.
lot of new faces.
Yeah, a lot of new faces. We would love to have you someday, Toastmaster Ashish,
Yes, someday.
and give a speech on any topic you wish.
Someday, excuse me.
And give a topic on give a speech on any topic that you would like.
Sure, maybe I'll come as a guest once. And then...
Yeah, in like a couple of weeks, 1 or 2, I will have you.
There's actually a great moment for the photo up.
Yeah, let's have a photo.
Yeah.
Give me a second. 3, 2,
Toastmaster Pragyna, yeah.
yeah, 3, 1. Yes, I've got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Toastmaster Ashish, I'll see you today. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.